Hey, what's up guys and welcome back to Anime King 2, and today I'm going to be giving you part 3 of What If Naruto Sharingan and Byakugan fuse into a new Dojutsu. Remember to get this one to 100 likes as usual, share this to all of your friends in your social media platform, and also guys, remember if you're new and this is the first time you hear my voice, yes, I do indeed have 3 channels: Anime King 2 and Anime King 3, which I'll be posting What If on every single day for you guys to enjoy. I already posted a brand new episode of What If Naruto Was Taken and Awakened Godly Red Lightning, so go ahead, check out that and enjoy guys. And also, over on Anime King 3 I posted a brand new episode of What If Naruto Fuse with Minato, Kushina and Kurama, so go ahead and enjoy that guys. And also, if you're new and this is the first time you hear my voice, yes guys, 3 channels linked down in the description, and don't forget to turn on the bell notification. So yeah, without further ado, we'll just leap right into this new episode start, the intro. So the last spot we left off, Rikimara took his team towards the Ichiraku Ramen shack, so they could get to know one another as they spoke. As the man introduced himself, he was formerly from the Hidden Rain, a refugee that came to Konoha, who rose through the ranks, and got his title by sheer will and determination, as he was quite a powerful envoy captain, and many people respect him despite not being directly born within the village. That was a testament to how much he has done for the village of the Hidden Leaf. Good faith on him. So with that, Sasuke introduced himself, but Sakura's introduction was the most shocking. It turns out that she was related to the Fire Lord, not directly but by her father's side, as her father had passed away some time ago. Sasuke introduced himself, followed by Naruto afterwards. They had different dreams and different goals, as Rikimara told him to meet him tomorrow. When they went to pick up Sakura, her mother was looking at Naruto suspiciously, and she gave him a smile. That was weird, considering most of the adults didn't really like him that much, but she smiled at him. Luckily, Sakura came out and they didn't really get to say anything. They ended up finding Training Ground 7 because of Naruto clones, as they met Rikimara there. He gave them a task which they had to complete, as he hid himself in the bushes. They had to find him, as Naruto planned out the sections of the areas, as he told Sasuke to go the other way, Sakura to go that way and he will take this path. They were rather pissed off when they got caught up in traps, well mostly Naruto, as he had to fight his way through several deadly traps. However, he came out on top in the end, but pissed off at his sensei though. But the man was, well, happy, as he told them to choose right here and now about their future going ahead. But their mindset, they all made up their minds at one, and he was proud. But before things could properly be sorted out, someone showed up. However, this was no normal person. This was a living, breathing Kyuubi, who had transformed into a female. It seems like all of the tail beasts has different human form. As for Naruto, his tail beast was a different one. It was a snake, the Hachibi. But it was a snake, yes, a rather powerful snake, that sent its chakra through Naruto to protect him. While the Nine-Tails saw that, her interest was in Naruto. Rikimara slowed her down as he told the others to run, which they did, as Sakura went to go and get the Hokage and several others. When Naruto finally tapped out, he fell in his mindscape, as the snake made a deal with him. A rather weird deal. as she was overly sexual, and she wanted Naruto to fill that itch for her, in terms of letting him use her power. However, she transformed into a female around his age. If it was to make him more comfortable or what, he did not know. However, he accepted the deal. As with the Kyuubi, she didn't want to tell Rikimaru what she was here for, but she enjoyed torturing him. There was a lot that hasn't been revealed yet, and she was interested in Naruto for some strange reason. She ended up going away though, as she didn't seem like she wanted to stick around. But how in the hell was she free anyway? And Naruto's snake-tail beast, that was a different matter completely. But you're gonna have to stick around to find that out, guys, as yeah, that was basically that's where we left off. So without wasting any more time, what do you say we just leap right into this new episode, guys? Let's jump into it. It has been 3.5 weeks since the Kyuubi made her presence known. The village was still on high alert, but it has lightened up because the fox had not intruded on the village once again. As such, the new Team 7 didn't have Anbu breathing down their necks so much to make sure that they were alright. The first week had been rather simple for them. After Rikimaru had exited the hospital, he had showed the team how to use chakra to walk up trees, and he explained to them how useful it would be in the future after they had it padded down, as they could use it like second nature. He taught them one jutsu apiece. Sakura water Fenty taught her a water ninjutsu, Sasuke fire, and he taught Naruto the great exploding clone. On the second week he showed them water walking. Sakura picked it up rather easily because she had smaller reserves and more control over her chakra, so she continued her practice on her new jutsu. Both Naruto and Sasuke learned it within 3 days, especially after water serpents started to attack them courtesy of their sensei. He then started to take them out on a few D-rank missions. At the end of the week before Naruto was drawn in by Steel Beast, they made a new deal. She wanted to experience the outside world, so he allowed her a touch of his feelings, and she would teach him a sword style that she had saw in the past while in her human form, a rather effective one. Finally, on the 3rd week, Rikimaru decided to train them in weapons, and being a throwing weapon specialist, he took them towards Raven Claw Shop. Having made a deal with the Teal Beast days before, Naruto found a Wakizashi blade, as he would use this one until he found her blade. It was known as the Kusanagi. Sasuke was looking for a particular blade to be his own, one that would just call out to him, as he found a double-edged crimson staff, pitch black in the center. Sakura had a hard time picking one, as she wasn't used to this at all, so Rikimaru helped her. A pair of boomer blades that come with their protective gloves, so when they came back towards her, she wouldn't have a hard time catching them with the protective gloves. And there was also something else that Naruto got after running into Anko. He got the snake summoning contract, with her being already one of his biggest fans, who liked to chase and stalk him around. She agreed to allow him to sign it. Flashback. Alright, stand back. Manda doesn't like people that much, and he won't hesitate to eat you. As Naruto backed away from her, he watched as she went through hand time before summoning jutsu, as smoke covered the tower and wrapped around it. As Naruto saw the purple body, the snake was massive, as his head slowly emerged from around the tower, revealing Anko on top. His golden eyes gazed around before he looked up to see who summoned him. You dare summon me here to this place? I shall devour you for your insolence, you foolish girl. Anko's face dropped hearing that as she cursed at that, as he threw his head up to throw in the air. As he opened his mouth, however, before he could do anything, a purple tail of chakra wrapped around his mouth, closing it shut as a snake-like Naruto landed on the tower side, giving Anko enough time to land safely. As she stood beside Naruto, Manda easily broke through the chakra. Boy, you will pay with your mistress? Said Manda. His attitude made a quick 180. He went from a dangerous, venomous snake to rather submissive rather quickly. In fact, even with Orochimaru summoning him, he never acted this way before. Yes, I contain her within me, and she demanded I sign her contract. Manda narrowed his gaze here, that their lord had been sealed away, and he would make Urchmart pay for not telling them so. However, it was indeed her chakra surrounding the boy, and if she wants this child to sign the contract, he will indeed allow it to be so. He would never challenge her when she wanted something. I see. I guess I have to have a little talk with my other summoner about not telling me about her capture. I will allow you to sign the contract, but only if you become the head of it. I doubt she would want it any other way. Uncle eyes widened at that. As Manda opened his mouth, his tongue came down, allowing the contract to slide out. Hey, what the hell, Uncle said. You never allow anyone to sign your contract so easily. Hell, I had to survive in the stomach for a day of a lesser snake to be allowed to summon it. You be silent, he said, his golden eyes looking down towards her, his bloodlust tinting the area. It seems like she forgotten who she was talking to. Uncle decided to shut her mouth as Naruto signed the contract and handed it back to the snake. No, Hashling, you are to keep the scroll. It is rightfully mistress, so you are to keep it with you at all times and allow no one unworthy to sign it. Now hold up your arm. Naruto's right arm felt like it caught on fire as he dropped to one knee. As he looked towards his arm to try and figure out what the hell is going on, as he saw a 3-foot black snake merging with his arm, he reached to pull it off. Don't, Naruto. The voice hissed in his head. It is a sign of the head summoner, so there's beer through it. It will be worth it. As it finished, Naruto breathed a sigh of relief. That shit was painful. It is done, said Manda. Only summon me when needed, Hatchling, otherwise it will cost you. Girl, don't summon me again or I'll devour you, he said, as he poofed away. End of flashback. Retrieval of Tour the Cat successful, Hokage-sama said Rikimaru. Harrison eye twitched violently as the Fire Lord wife squeezed the cat rather happily, but once she was gone, he turned his glare upon them. He was not pleased with what they did. He had seen it through his crystal ball. It is a good thing that they found a perfect duplicate, but this was not the first time. This is the third damn time in the past 3 weeks I have assembled this team to capture that cat. And what do? You kill an innocent cat that only ran away from its owner. But how do you keep on replacing it with an exact duplicate? Well, if you will give us better mission than these stupid ranks, maybe we would stop assassinate the cat. That thing was a demon anyway. All of them turned out to be demons. And of how we replace it, I literally have no clue. It's like Rikimaru sensei made clones of that cat just to kill them over and over again. As Rikimaru's eyes shifted at that statement, yet he said nothing. Iruka sighed at the group. He honestly knew that Naruto and Sasuke could handle a C rank, however, he was worried about Sakura. He had to admit that she made some drastic improvement the past 3 weeks. However, she was not ready in his opinion. Sorry guys, D rank missions are for Genin to work on teamwork, while most C ranks are for tunings. He saw Rikimaru reaching for his pouch. Rikimaru, if you throw one more kunai at me, kunai will have your ass for it, he said. Sid Jonin backed off as he didn't want to piss off the Ice Queen of Konoha. Asuma had waited a bit too long. It seemed like his strategy of sitting and waiting until the time was right backfired big time, because Iruka has moved in. He felt kind of sorry for Asuma, but it was his fault for waiting so long. Fine, but don't tell me that my team is not ready for a C rank mission. They are more than ready for one, but it is up to them to decide. Iruka sighed as he caved in, knowing that it'd be a truth. As Turtleby looked at the team, they were more than capable for a C rank mission. Out of all the new crops of Genins, that and if Rikimaru and Naruto stay in the village, they would keep on pulling their pranks all over the place. It would be far too much work for him, and he really hated paperwork. Alright, here we go, he says he found something. A C rank mission right up your alley. A escort and guarding mission to Naminokune. It will last over a month, and they will be running with bandits. Rikimaru went quiet as he wanted to see his Jenny's reaction. Naruto calmly nodded. Sasuke gave him a dead glare, for him not being more enthusiasm as he wanted to get the hell out of the village and do some actual real missions. Sakura was having a power struggle in her mind with Inner Sakura. Sadly, Inner Sakura won. Hell yeah, she said, before she covered her mouth. That wasn't her, that was Inner Sakura, as he gave her odd looks. That was a bit out of character. As he motioned for the envoy to open the door, As the man stepped in, his eyes quickly traveled over the kids. Is this all you're giving me? A pink-haired girl that looks like she can get blown away by a strong gust of wind. A pale blonde-haired shrimp that looked like he can use a few days in the sun. A kid with his hair shaped like a duck ass. And a teenager who looked like he's barely experienced enough to handle a mild threat. His comment pissed off the group rather badly, as a wave of killer intent swept towards Tazuna as Naruto pulled his blade from his sheath. Sasuke pulled out his staff. As Sakura pulled out her boomerangs, Rikimaru pulled out a regular kunai. Team, escort mission, upgraded to assassination. Have at him, said Rikimaru. Hiruzen raised his hand rather quickly for the envoys to leap down and restrain the psychiatrical team. Sometime he wondered if they've all lost their minds or something. 10 minutes later they were all subdued. However, some of the envoys got knocked the hell out. God, said Sarutobi. What in the blue hell has he been teaching them? How to become invincible in 5 easy steps. If I didn't know any better, I could say they could take on an A rank and pull it off without a trouble at all, as they weren't even sweating one bit even after going up against his envoys. Although he don't want to test that theory out at the moment, Tazuna swallowed thickly. He made a mistake, which he would never make again. It was then that Team 7 poofed away. What the hell? A kunai burst through the window and landed on the ground. As it passed right through Tazuna's legs, the man dropped back in fright, scared out of his mind. A note was attached to it, as Hiruzen walked over and picked it up. Meet them at the North Gate in 1 hour, and consider the close call payback for what you said about them. The blood drained from Tazuna's face, wondering if he should be anywhere near the team. However, with the line about the mission, he really hoped they show that same amount of strength and resilience against what is to come. As he left, once they were gone, Yujiro, as she landed beside Hiruzen, I need you to follow behind them, but do not make your presence known unless it is necessary. I got some intel about something big happening at Land of Wave, and I need to know if it's true. She looked at the Hokage. What's going on in Nami that it would require the attention of an envoy captain and an ex-captain? And if that is the case, why not send more of us along? It will make more sense so they can continue their portion of the mission in peace. For that, the information I got was from Jiraiya, saying that there's a group known as the Akatsuki that might be near that area that is hunting for the Bijus. He's not certain on their members or their identity yet. However, the rumors have been getting thick, and he's around that area, so that is the reason I feel confident in only sending you 2 envoys. Well, you, an ex-envoy, Rikimaru. I want you to go there and find out what is going on there exactly. If you find any information regarding to this group, send word back here immediately. Do not engage with them. From what Jiraiya has been able to gather, this is not any normal group. She nodded her head as she made her way to follow behind them. Time skip. Naruto was happy. He was finally going to leave the village, even if it was only for a little while. Some time outside the village away from the hatred was better than none after all. As he turned to see Sakura coming their way. Sakura's coming, so we only have to wait for the old bastard and Sensei. Man, it feels good to leave this hellhole, said Naruto. Sasuke leaned up against the wall. While he agreed Naruto did deserve time out of the village was still his home. As Sakura came to a stop in front of them, with a fairly large backpack. As the both of them sweat drop at that. As Sasuke asks, brought enough stuff with you there, Sakura? As Sakura paused and she noticed neither of them were in packs, like her. While she admits she might have overpacked, and her mother gave her enough canned food to last probably half a year, she did not understand why they were not bringing anything. It was then that Naruto pulled that scroll and gave it to her. That's an inactive storage scroll. All you have to do is chant some of your chakra and use your blood to seal away your things. It saved time and energy, plus you don't have to carry that large bag. She did as she was told and she was surprised. The scroll weighed the same as well. Thank you, Naruto, she said. You just saved me a trip to the hospital for my back, she said, knowing that would have eventually gave her back problems. It was then that Naruto glanced up to see their sensei as he sat on top of the wall looking for their client. For the millionth time in a month, the man was acting rather impatient like a child, more than they were. However, at the last moment Hiruzen changed the mission parameters given the fact that Yuji was now walking with Kazuna, and she was wearing her mask. Yuji, what are you doing here? I know I may be more immature at times, but I'm more than capable to lead this mission, said Rikimaru. Knowing that he was just saving face in front of his team, she used envoy hand signals. As the team didn't even notice as she moved. The third sent me along on a separate mission, the Land of Wave. I'm tagging along, as the mission might be upgraded to something more dangerous, as he wondered what was going on. Alright, seeing that we're all here and ready, let's head out, shall we? A distance away, looking down towards the village, a woman with bright fiery hair smiled devilishly down towards the boy. Her lips twitched at this chance, but the time to strike is not now. Soon, my young one, she said. Soon you will be a part of me, and I'll have my former glory. As there was a new companion to her side, as she and the new companion phase away. A few hours later as they move, as Naruto reactivates his Dojutsu every now and then to scan the area, that is when he noticed a puddle, as he found two ninjas inside waiting, new nins, from Kiri. As he wondered why would they be out here. After all, this mission did not concern them. It must be for some other group. However, they were in Konoha vicinity. They shouldn't be here at all. As the group passed, the new nins burst from the water as they went for the biggest threat, which was Yukimaru. However, Rikimaru blew up. Their chain exploded, and the explosion threw them backwards, as Yujiro already scanned the boat of her enemies, the demon brothers from Kiri. Rikimaru could not use a greater power explosive, as he didn't want to injure his team. That is why he had stayed back, to give them a bit of distance. However, it was still not strong enough to take them out. Sakura pulled out her boomerangs, as she stood in front of Kazuna. As Naruto pulled out his blade, Sasuke pulled out his staff. Sasuke moved out as he slashed the Goju's throat with the front tip, as Gozu ducked underneath it as he brought his claw up. However, Sasuke brought it down. The other end slammed on the claw arm, as it hit in the ground rather hard. Sasuke then jumped and delivered a brutal kick to his chest, throwing him back. But Gozu got right back up as he rushed towards Sasuke. Sasuke ducked as Gozu slashed at air. It was then that Sasuke kicked his staff, allowing him to fall. Gozu had to move to dodge the attack. However, that was what Sasuke was hoping for. Fire style, Phoenix Flower Jutsu. Gozu tried to dodge, however, they had miniature shurikens inside of them. One of them slammed into his throat, right in his jugular, as he dropped, bleeding out. On the other side, Miyaizo wondered what the hell is going on. He thought these were supposed to be Genins. As he tried to keep up, as he attempted to use the claw hand to grab the kid's blade, however, it sliced into his palm, causing his blood to drip. As Naruto formed his familiar cross seal, 5 clones poof into reality. Miyaizo couldn't even keep up with one. How would he keep up with the rest of them? As one jumped behind him as Miyaizo turned, however, as he turned to fend the thing off, it stabbed the blade in the ground. Miyaizo swing, but it ducked. It was just a distraction though. It was then the other 4 slammed down on him hard, pinned him to the ground. And the last one held onto his head and wrapped his foot around him, keeping him whole. They started to glow before they exploded. As Naruto jumped away to avoid the blood from getting on his clothes. It was strange. He didn't feel much from killing him. It was just as their sensei said. With the path they have chosen, they will have to get used to gruesome deaths. Yuji, on the other hand, was shocked as hell to see what Naruto just did. There was barely even a sign of remorse on his face. She was starting to fear something that what the villagers has called him all these years were coming true. While she has seen worse deaths, a genin being the one to do this was not something that should be there for anyone to see. As she turned towards Rikimaru, what the hell have you been doing for the last month? This is not how a genin squad is to be run. Genins are not supposed to kill as we do. They're supposed to have their innocence, she said. Rikimaru looked what his student did with some regret on his face. However, his face got stoic as he looked towards his fiancée. I have been training them for the real life of what we do. This team came with a price, Yujiro. The team price was their innocence. Excluding Sakura, both of the boys never got a chance to live in a normal situation. They never got a chance to grow up in a normal life. They both went through traumatic events that half, or would I say 90% of the village, has not even witnessed. That is one of the main reasons. Why do you think I try to show them a childlike view of myself? She looked towards Sakura. She saw the look of fright in her face. I know, she said. I know you always pretend to act dumb and stupid most times. But in this situation, maybe it's right. They need to understand that you're still just kids. But that doesn't mean they have to kill without remorse. They just started to be Jennings. She has been on Anvu for a very long time. She has seen people. People like this turn out to be cold-blooded killers. And sometimes they actually enjoy what they did. Being a part of a ninja squad. Being a ninja overall. If you start to enjoy killing, that is when things become wrong for you. Rikimaru walked towards Sakura. Sakura, state why both Naruto and Sasuke had to kill their opponents. Yujiro would have intervened until Sakura closed her eyes. As she spoke, because they would have killed us and our clients. They killed them not only to defend themselves, however, to protect us as a whole as well. As he nodded at her, Sasuke looked a bit grim. His death wasn't as brutal as Naruto, just a shuriken to the throat. However, he could not read Naruto's expression. That was the thing about Naruto, there was a side of him that Rikimaru could never understood. There was a side of him that liked to prank, liked to laugh, and joke around, and even be sarcastic. However, there was a side that he rarely showed. And he would only see it in one specific occasions. And this was not one of them. Rikimaru hoped that side would never turn on any one of his friends and comrades. As he moved to the closer one first. It's alright, Sasuke. It happened in the heat of battle, and it is unavoidable at most times. He waited for Sasuke to say something, but Sasuke picked up the claw hand. Poison, he said. Homemade. A high dose as well, as he sniffed it. Naruto on the other hand, his face was blank, showing nothing, and Sasuke didn't want to talk about it either. However, Yujiro, can you handle cleanup? There's something I want to talk to the client about. Gozu's body was pulled underneath the ground. As with a quick water juices, she washed away the blood and gut. As Tazuna was frightened from before, and he didn't want them to not take the mission, so he decided to go with a pleading, begging option, as he told them everything. As they could understand why he lied, however. It was still not good that they did so, however, they did have backup, with Yujiro here. Very well. We shall continue this mission, however, you'll be charged triple for the payment. We will work out the payment schedule sometime later, but your village will repay the village for the extra accommodations that you lied about. Understood? He nodded. That could be sorted out at another time. Because this was what he needed to be done, the bridge. Once the bridge was done, they could get more shipping done and sell their goods. And the team didn't want to go back, as Naruto was happy to be out of the village, even if it was a lie mission. Sasuke wanted to see how stronger he has gotten. Sakura was a bit hesitant, however. She also wanted to prove to herself as well that she could do this. As Yujiro watched them, as she saw it now, her boyfriend had been trained in the group like an Anvu squad. But he was right. This was a special circumstance mission. Those two boys have been through things that would make them a flight risk. So special training was of course needed. She didn't like it, but it was a necessity for the boys. However, for Sakura, it could be too much for her young mind. She would just have to keep a closer eye on the entire team to make sure that they didn't go overboard. Time skip. As they got off the boat and walked, things went hectic rather quickly. When Naruto threw a kunai towards the rabbit in the bush, the fur was... Hit the deck, he yelled as he heard the whipping sound. As he pulled Tazuna down, Yujiro pulled Sakura and Sasuke down rather quickly. Rikimaru, who was at the front of the group, flipped at the right moment as he activated his Dojutsu. As he saw the man, he gripped the handle of the blade and he applied chakra to his feet, stuck in the ground as he swung. He launched the blade where it came from. Zabuza had to duck as a sword tear into the tree behind him, almost taking off his head. He was pissed off that his surprise attack failed. He tore the blade out of a tree. Akunamai Rikimaru. The bloody wave said Zabuza. Zabuza Mamakai, the demon of the mist. I didn't expect to see you here. Have your standards lower so much that you would help a worm like Gato. Zabuza growled at that. Yu-Gi-Oh team. Guard the sake drinking old man. I have a bitch that need to be taught manners, he said. In battle, Rikimaru was a complete different person than when he was with his friends as he disappeared in a swirl of water. As she stood in front of the Genins who were guarding the bridge builder. It was then that a dose amount of killer intent swelled and covered the entire area. As she turned towards the team, Sasuke was trembling. He was having a hard time, however. He was trying to hold his own Sakura. It was getting to her badly, however. Naruto's eyes were activated. She still had no idea what those eyes could do. However, Naruto wasn't fazed one bit. Is that it? Yu-Gi-Oh to your left, he said. Her eyes went wide as she turned, however. A kunai split through Zabuza's skull as he turned into water. Zabuza's voice echoed around the area. Quite impressive, boy. You are fast moving there. But it doesn't matter, because I have so much weight to kill you. Shall I slit your throat? Maybe sever your spinal column, so you will squirm. Or maybe take out your jugular, so you can't talk and interfere with my kill again. As Zabuza appeared behind Naruto, Naruto spun around, but Zabuza was fast. However, a kunai pierced through. Zabuza's head turned to water once again. You're becoming annoying, Akanmai. Zabuza cursed into the mist. You won't be able to stop me, so give up. Why should I give up? This fight is already over. You just don't know it yet. How about I kill your apprentice here? I'm sure that you won't miss her. Zabuza paused as Rikimaru appeared, with a Kiri Hunter name. A kunai at her throat. I'll give you to the count of 3 to leave this area. Otherwise, I kill her and my clones will snipe you down. 1. Zabuza snarled. 2. But the kunai started to come closer. Fine. I'll leave. Give me the girl and I'll leave you and your team alone. He felt something being thrown at him from the side as he caught it. It was the hunter Nin, but she was unconscious. The one in front of him was just a clone. As he couldn't have her try anything and squirm out of his grasp, so Rikimaru played a little trick on him. But she was not dead. He was a man of his word. As he quickly vanished away with the hunter Nin, sorry for letting his clones get up close. I went after his partner to get this battle over with quickly. Knowing that it was a big risk fighting out here with Tazuna and the mist, he was at his advantage. However, still they came through it successfully. Time skip. Zabuza cursed. God damn it. That bastard is gonna pay for using Haku against me like that. As he fumed over what just happened. It was then he felt something behind me turn. However, whoever this was, the person had monstrous strength. They gripped his arm and his head as they slammed his head into the tree, stopping him from moving and pinning his arm down. He could not even move his blade. Don't worry. I'm not here to kill you. I only want to help. Zabuza realized the situation he was in, and Haku was in danger. Alright, I'm listening, he said. As she released him, however, she was now holding on to Haku, who was still unconscious. As she petted her head, Zabuza narrowed his gaze. As long as you listen to me, I won't harm a hair on her head. And I can also give you the means to kill Rikimaru. However, I want something from you though. Zabuza's gaze narrowed angrily. He did not like that he was being used as a pawn once again. But something about this woman. Something was off. So he sucked up his pride. What exactly do you want, he asked. A devilish grin came on her face. All I want is for you to retrieve the blonde head from the Akanamai. He's vital for my operations. As Zabuza remembered that blonde-haired kid. Why did she want him? Time skip. Father, you've returned. A young black-haired woman hugged Tazuna. As he smiled, yes. It's thanks to these outstanding Konoha ninjas I hired. As Naruto's eye twitched. Not only did he disrespect them in the beginning, but he also lied about the mission as well. While he understood. Hey, Sensei. Can I kill the hypocritical old man, said Naruto, as he started to raise his blade. However, Yu-Gi-Oh placed the blade back down in his sheath. No, you cannot, Naruto, she said. Tazuna was just glad that the purple-haired envoy was here, who kept them in line, as he laughed lightly even though he really believed that the pale blonde wanted to kill him. as he introduced his daughter. Yeah, sorry about all the criticism before. This is my daughter Snami. My grandson Snami, where's Iniri? He's out, BAM! Rikimara was hit straight in the face as Iniri came in and threw the door open. And the process slammed Rikimara right in the face. As Rikimara collapsed on the ground. Huh? Who are these people? These are the shinobis that are gonna protect us, Iniri. Protect us? You mean they're all gonna die, right? Iniri said. They should all just go home if they know what is best for them. Naruto flipped his earpiece into his ears. As he wouldn't say anything about that, for all he knew the kid had a rough life as well. And he had a right to be pissed off at everything else around him. Naruto sure had his moments, so he was not someone to judge anyone on their moments. Time skip. Zabuza was very uncomfortable as he looked towards the red-eyed woman in front of him. She was insanely hot. However, there was something that unnerved him about her. Something that got his literal bones shaking in fear. The way she looked at him, her eyes, they just seemed to stare through his very soul, like they were picking him apart piece by piece. And it freaked him the hell out. Yes, him of all people, the demon of the mist. This would be a big drop to his reputation, but he was certain 100% that this woman was not a normal woman. However, she made him a rather enticing offer. So getting this boy is all I need to do. While that is fine, how do I get by the bloody wave? Not to mention I can tell that other purple-ear Kunoichi was not a normal Jenny like the others. She's possibly a Jonin from what I caught of her, or Anvu. Oh, let me see her blade and I'll solve the first problem. I know his weakness outside of everyone else. As for the girl, I have something planned for her. He was unsure of this. He never let anyone else touch his blade. His sword was more precious to him than probably anything else in this world. Haku was now awake and at his side, unsure what was going on. Fine, but you better not be deceiving me. The woman laughed. Don't worry, my little demon. I would never deceive someone. There is no fun in that. To be skipping around corners. I just like to tell the whole truth, you see. As her fingers trailed over the blade. As she was rubbing the blade down in a strange way. Excellently crafted. No doubt that Kenji had a hand in crafting this blade. However, it doesn't have his normal attribute to it. A soul. Let us fix that, shall we? The ear around her bled crimson. As she gripped the blade, the crimson around her started to bleed into the blade. The blade color started to blacken, with streaks of crimson flashing all around it. As it pulsed as she handed it back to Zabuza. There. I've given your blade its own power that will help overcome the Akanmai's bloodline. And to fix her other problem, she waved her hand as someone appeared beside her. Meet Rokusho Aoi. I hired him from the Hidden Rain to kidnap the boy, but he would be better suited taking out the girl, while you take care of the pests. Zabuza glanced over at the man, but he didn't like him one bit. He knew who he was. He betrayed his own country for another. That is something that, despite what Zabuza is known for, he would never betray his old home for another. After all, the reason why he was a missing name was because he tried to kill the Mizukage who was trying to wipe out all bloodlines. But he failed horribly in doing so, and he had to flee for his life. However, his blade, he didn't know what the hell she did, but it felt so much more powerful. However, that take care of the two biggest problems, and the other two Jenny shouldn't be a problem for Haku. However, what about the boy? The woman simply smiled. You can come out now, she said. As another female walked up, this is where she comes in. My personal slave after I bought her from the cloud. The Jinjulike of Nibi. Haku frowned as she saw this. She was only a year or two older from the girl. However, the icy glare on the girl's face made her seem older, not to mention she was taller than her a bit. Her blonde hair was band and tied in wrappings to keep it from fluttering out, and her eyes were like cats. Her clothing seemed to be one for sneaking, and not to mention great agility. No stiff armor at all. However, Haku got slightly jealous as she looked down. While they were relatively the same age, the girl was much more developed than her. She shook that from her head. Her job is to round up and subdue the boy, while the both of you take care of the big threats. I myself will be watching and aiding where I can. Revealing myself would be a blunder. I know the Sannin is around here, looking for me. And as of right now, I'm in no condition to fight them. If you run into one of them, I suggest you flee, and we can regroup to fight them another time because at the moment there is no chance you can beat them even with your upgrade, she said, as she looked towards his blade. Zabuza nodded because he already knew the reputation of the Sannins, and he knew not to get in their way. However, he doubted the snake Sannin interfering to help any Konoha shinobi. That sounds good for me. I'll continue working for Gato because he's paying me to kill the bridge builder. Seeing that you do not want to be found, it's best if you spy on them and give me information on what is going on. She simply smiled. I was planning to do that in the first place. I've been watching the boy for quite some time now, and this is the first time that he's been in the open. Then again, he's a vessel for the 8 Hills, so it doesn't surprise me that Konoha watches over him the way it does. They don't want a new snake Sannin to sprout upon them once again and stab them in the back. Alright then, we have a deal. I'll get the brat for you. Time skip. Rikimaru was telling the team about a better chakra control exercise. Kunai balancing. Your chakra control had to be refined and well practiced to do this exercise. It was much harder than the others, as you had to balance the chakra on the tip of your finger perfectly, or else the kunai would fall. A small portion in perfect stream. However, Naruto noticed something. Yujiro and Rikimaru was being rather nicer to each other than before. They had argued last night about what, well, they were being rather hush-hush. Tsunami noticed Naruto noticed that as well. Oh, I see, said Naruto, as the two of them looked at him. You two had sex last night, didn't you? She covered Inari's ears rather quickly. The look on their face was sheepish, as Naruto threw his head back and laughed as he made his way outside. She had already told Rikimaru that she would be taking Sakura to train her. As the two boys went outside, while Rikimaru went off the bridge builder. Sakura, if you'll come with me, I have other training for you. Happy that the female envoy was offering to train her, Sakura made her way, as she studied Sakura once they reached the forest. Rikimaru think that she would be better in Genjutsu, however, she didn't see that, maybe medical ninjutsu. However, she was not one to teach her that. She had a slim, fast frame that would be good for close combat taijutsu. She pumped chakra to her fist before she slammed it into a tree, caving in the tree, as the top half cracked before it fell over with a thud. Sakura's eyes were widened. Sakura, that's a technique that my sensei passed on to me. It is based off the legendary Sannin's Nade super strength, but seeing that she never got the exact detail, it doesn't work quite the same. I was STEM trained from a kunoichi who focused on hand-to-hand combat. She did not have any children of her own, and I was the only kunoichi in her class that was STEMing out to be a close-range fighter, so she taught me. I am passing this on to you because you have a lot of traits I had at your age as well. Sakura was shocked by that, as this prospect was sounding more and more amazing. However, it will not be easy. However, Sakura was determined to show that she was going to be a good kunoichi and nothing would stop that. Time skip. A week has passed by rather smoothly without anything epic happening. However, Inari had to go and make things worse when he sprouted off about them having a good life. At first, Naruto paid him no mind as he swore he believed that the child had been through a lot. But when the things the child said, it angered Naruto. When he was Inari's age, he has already been through so much, as Naruto's mind started to be affected by the past. It was then that Tsunami noticed both high-level ninjas start to get tense as they saw Naruto's face twitching. As he shook his head, something was wrong. Inari, she said, tried to get her son to stop talking. However, a light purple haze started to surround Naruto as Sasuke started to get tense and worried. Shut up, said Naruto. Inari paused. Naruto's voice sounded deep and dark. I seriously doubt anything that you've seen can be as traumatizing as what I went through. The life of a Jinchuriki is the worst thing this world can ever offer, and I was royally screwed over with my burden. As Naruto slowly got to his feet, showing his mild transformations, his physical form changing, You might have had a bad life, but let us get something straight. Unless you can say you witness one of your families being wiped out by someone you held close and dear in your heart, your life is better than only 2 in this room. If you haven't been beaten weekly from when you were 5 to 9 years old, then you've had a pretty good life. And then again, if you haven't, having to worry about waking up one day and find that you kill everyone that you hold dear, then your life is better than mine. But even with all the pity and the shit I've went through, I don't try to pity others who are just trying to help. I don't try to put down others who are just here to save me and my family against a tyrant that I can do nothing about because I don't possess the strength to do so. So I suggest you do me a favor and shut the hell up. Sensei, I'm gonna cool off, said Naruto as he left the house. Iniero ran upstairs, more than likely frightened from what he just said, as the place was silent and tense. They were shocked. He was so normal. Sakura was confused though. What was he talking about, she said. Sakura, none of us can tell you what that means without breaking Naruto trust and a law the 3rd set some years back. Naruto is the only one that can tell you the true meaning. However, Sakura could see that it wasn't a joke. She never knew that Naruto went through so much. And look in his eyes. She never knew. Time skip. The group made preparations around Naruto not being there. As for Naruto, he had slept in. And he woke up in the field, as a rather weird sound woke him up. A sound that he was not used to. He was used to Sasuke kicking open the door. However, what he heard was purring. The 360 vision that he gained from his eyes was rather unique, as it would be hard for anyone to sneak up on him, unless they were fast enough for him not to. She flashed in the air on all 4s. While he was very unnerved by this, he then noticed her equipment. She was a shinobi, and a very fast one as well. As Naruto pulled out his blade, guessing that she wasn't here to talk. So, you're the one that Mistress Kyuubi wants. Naruto froze. What did she just say? As he remembered the 9-tailed beast, the most strongest beast, for some unknown reason she wanted him. He still had no clue how she was just walking around like that. Well then again, she was one of the strongest tailed beasts. No one seemed to have captured her yet. Well then, beggars can't be choosers. I guess she wants you, and I'm gonna deliver you. But it doesn't matter. I want to see what's so special about you. I know you will not go down easy. So come, 8-tails. Let's see if the power of the 8-tails can match the power of the Nimbus, she said. Another Jinchuriki, said Naruto in shock. She rushed towards him. Shit, his eyes went wide. As Naruto was cursing his bad luck, the team was not having a good luck either. When they arrived at the bridge, things went crazy quick. Rikimaru was having trouble seeing through the mist with his dojutsu. Something was wrong. That is when the deep, boisterous laughter went off. Round 2. It was Zabuza, but something was different. That is when someone else arrived. As they prepared themselves, this wasn't good. But guys, leave me and subscribe right here. If you want to see the next person do, like, subscribe, comment down below, and turn on that bell notification as they posted. Remember, share to all of your friends in your social media platform. And also guys, remember to stay in tune for the rest of what is coming your way. Go ahead and check out brand new episode over Anime King and Anime King 3. I post a what if of what if Naruto had godly red lightning over Anime King. So go ahead and enjoy that. And over Anime King 3, I post a brand new episode of What If Naruto fused with Kushina Minato and Kurama. So go ahead and enjoy that as well, guys. And remember, for new, yes, I did have 3 channels, Anime King, Anime King 2, and Anime King 3, which I post what if on every single day. Yes, every single day for you guys to enjoy. So go ahead, click that red subscribe button and become part of the Anime King family. But I'm off and I'll see you guys soon. Peace.